Welcome back to Leading Edge. And Jerry Anderson, he's Tyler Buchanan, reporter, writer for the Ohio, get it for me, Capitol Project, right?
Ohio Capitol Journal, yeah.
Ohio Capitol Journal. There we go. Very good. I love reading your stuff. I read it every day online. In the wake of the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a lot of people, mainly Democrats, are accusing Republicans of flipping. But you wrote about that just this week. Your piece of earlier this week pointed out that there's really been, shall we say, flipping on both sides on this issue.
Yeah, so again, the U.S. Senators Rob Portman and Sherrod Brown here from Ohio, when the roles were reversed in 2016, and it was a Democratic president in charge, he nominated Merrick Garland, as a lot of people remember, and that was in February of that election year. So we were, 8-9 months out from Election Day. And the argument from Rob Portman and, of course, from Leader McConnell and other Republicans was, hey, it's an election year. It's too close to Election Day. We think that the voters should decide. Right. And as people know, that nomination didn't receive a hearing and didn't go through. Fast forward to this year. We are, as I've mentioned, we are so late in the cycle that some states have already started early voting for the general public. In Ohio, we start early voting for the general public in just 2 weeks. Yeah. So the argument was 4 years ago, 9 months out from Election Day, hey, it's too close. And now it's flipped a bit where Rob Portman is now saying, hey, I think that the President Trump should be able to nominate a replacement. And now it's Sherrod Brown that's saying, hey, it's too close to the election day.
It's like grab the scripts from 4 years ago, have them send to each other their scripts, and now they're reading the other side. Yours is an online news service, so much of the political debate now takes place online, especially in social media. Mm-hmm. Their campaigns are spending bundles, maybe not TV bundles, but still bundles of cash. And you reported recently that we can all find out how much, and you did find out just how much for an article last week.
Yeah, Facebook does so this is social media spending. Facebook has a really interesting tool that not just reporters can look at, and any user on Facebook can look at, that is basically an advertising tracker. And it will show you specifically what politicians and what campaigns, et cetera, are spending on different races. So you can do a drop-down box for Ohio. You can find both President Trump and Joe Biden's campaigns. You can find your congressional races up there. You can find out what Bob Latta has spent, for example. And it will show you not only how much they've spent, but specifically what the ads were. You can find who is being targeted, like which, breakdown of like age groups and male, female. I mean, it's really interesting to dive in to that tool. So.
You've also been part of the coverage down there at the Ohio Capitol Journal of the COVID-19 pandemic, the various, can I call them, uprisings in the Republican Party, targeting the governor. A Republican. A Representative Diane Grendell wants to legislate an end to the COVID-19 state of emergency. How is, without maybe speaking to that specifically, how is all of that intra-party stuff playing down there in the state capitol?
Yeah, it has been a very unusual year in the state capitol in terms of that. The Ohio legislature, it's again, you would expect that it would be Democrats that are kind of battling the governor, who's a Republican. But this year, it's really been the Ohio Republicans in the Ohio House and the Ohio Senate that have really gone after not just the governor, but the state health director, Dr. Acton, as people know, and the replacement. They don't view this as so much of a debate about public health. They view it as personal freedoms and what impact that this has had. And so that's really been kind of the fight. And it's led to, we are seeing polls now where Governor DeWine has a better approval rating amongst Ohio Democrats than he does among Ohio Republicans.
You saw when he got introduced, I think it was down Dayton way when the president was in town this past week, he gets booed and jeered. And it's like, wow, what have I done for you lately, I guess. You have to leave it right there for time. He's Tyler Buchanan. It's great reading your stuff and all of your stuff down there, your colleagues down there at the Ohio Capitol Journal. I would suggest people may want to check that out. Tyler, let's talk again down the campaign trail. It's going to get wild and woolly before November 3. We know that. Thanks for being with us. And to everybody else, stick around. The Toledo Police, they're looking for people. We're going to find out who and why next on Leading Edge.